Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to discuss about various components that are involved in a data communication. So let's start. As we all know that a data communication is the exchange of data or the information between the two or more devices. Now let us consider an example to understand the topic clearly. Assume that there are two persons want to communicate with each other. So the communication can take place in one of the form. Either they can communicate in a person, or they can use a mobile phone or a telephone in order to communicate with each other, or they can communicate via a video call. So these are all the communication medium through which they can communicate with each other. Now let's go one step deeper. Assume that a person 1 want to communicate only in English and person 2 want to communicate only in French. So they want to say hello to each other. Person 1 say hello in English and person 2 gives reply it in French language. So is this a proper communication? Obviously not, because one person speak in English and other person reply it in a French language. So for a proper communication they must choose any one language as a communication language, which means we are restricting them to use only one language. So such restriction or such a rule are called as a protocol. So now let us discuss the overall scenario in terms of networking. Here the diagram shows the normal scenario of the communication that involves a sender, a transmission medium and a receiver. When a sender sends a message, that message is transmitted over a transmission medium and it receives at a receiver end. But as I discussed in a previous example, they must choose any one language, or what we can say any particular one rule for a proper communication to take place. So let us assume that a sender has his own set of rules, at the same time the receiver has its own set of rules. So this set of rules are called as a protocol. So when we consider the overall communication process, it involves 5 different components such as the sender, the receiver, the message to be transmitted from sender to receiver, the transmission medium, and the fifth one is protocol. So the 5 different components of data communication are: number 1 is a sender, number 2 is a receiver, number 3 is a message that is transmitted from a sender to receiver, number 4 is a transmission medium, and number 5 is a protocol. Now let us discuss this component in detail. We have already discussed this diagram. Now the first component is a sender. A sender is a device that sends a data to the receiver. It can be either a computer or a telephone handset, etc. It can be anything which is capable of sending a data to a particular system. On the other hand, a receiver is a device which receives a data sent by a sender. So the receiver can be a computer or can be a television. If we are considering a television as a receiver, then it receives the signals that are broadcast by a satellite. The third component is the message that is transmitted from a sender to a receiver. Now the message can be transmitted in either a text form or a picture or as a number, or in audio or video. In any of the form, the message can be transmitted from a sender to a receiver. The next component is a transmission medium. That is, a transmission medium is a path by which a message transfers from a sender to the receiver. Now this transmission medium can be a wired medium, such as it can use a fiber optic cable or a coaxial cable or a twisted pair cable in order to transmit data, or it can be a wireless medium such as a Wi-Fi or a Bluetooth. The final component is a protocol, which is a set of rules that governs the communication, which means for a proper communication to take place, we must have to follow or use certain protocols. So if we are considering the example, then HTTP, FTP, these are all the protocols that must be agreed by a communication parties to transfer a data from a sender to a receiver. This is all about a components that are involved in a data communication. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit a like button and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. If you have any doubt, then you can mention it in a comment section.